So we are still in small number, but we will start the program. Today is the fifth IQAC, fifth meeting conducted by IQAC of Mizoram University. The last IQAC meeting has resolved to organize a monthly program, seminar that was started from 5 months ago. So now we are organizing the fifth meeting, and today, the 28th February, is coincidentally from the science community. Today is the National Science Day. So on behalf of the science community, I wish you all the esteemed colleagues to have a future prospect and career. So before we start our program, I just tell you why this 28th February is celebrated as National Science Day. This National Science Day is celebrated after Sir C.V. Raman. He is the only Indian scientist who has received the Nobel Prize till today. Though there are some Indian American scientists who have received the Nobel Prize, but Sir C.V. Raman is the only Indian scientist from the Indian soil who has received the Nobel Prize in Physics in the year 1930. After that, no one got it from science. On this 28th February, he has discovered how light is scattered by molecule using a simple instrument. At the time, that was in the year 1928, at the time his instrument cost around 680 rupees. But at the time it may be very costly because that was in the year 1920. But nowadays, because of C.V. Raman, we have the Raman spectrometer. We can learn many things after his discovery of the Raman effect. So that's why I like to mention 20th February is also National Science Day, which was celebrated from the year 1986 all over India. So now, as we have seen the program, which was posted in the social media also, today our main speaker will be Professor Margaret Chozama, Department of English. So, first of all, I like to request all the heads and deans to give importance to this IQAC meeting. So in future it may be modified. In the near future, once we have this IQAC meeting, we may change the schedule. But I have seen that during the last fourth meeting organized by IQAC, I have seen that many faculties are not coming even a single time on this kind of meeting. So, I mean, that faculty has not given any importance for the IQAC. So, once again, I request all the heads and deans to give importance, to give information to all the faculty in the department. Otherwise, in the next meeting, we may try to take some control measures. Because IQAC is the forum or the place where the quality of the faculty has to be maintained, and the integrity of the faculty has to be seen. So now I request Professor Margaret Ozama to deliver her speech.
Good afternoon, dear friends. Good Chairman, Professor Zaitan Zawa, IQAC Director, Professor Dongel, Deputy Director, Lakshat Pui Lapui, and of course, Ruth Lalrenwati, who will be giving the vote of thanks, and dear colleagues. My talk, in fact, might be only 20 minutes. So please bear with me. But I have given long thought to what I thought I should be saying, because it should be something that is relevant to all of us. I was asked by the staff, UJC, Schweizela, that I asked him if any topic, any kind of special topic was given, but he said no. In fact, you might want to talk of your experiences. I said no, these kind of talks are not about ourselves. But that got me thinking, so I wanted to talk on certain points which you may not agree, but anyway, that is all right, because this is not a lecture or anything. First of all, Chairman, I also have to apologize to my colleagues and mention that I have defaulted on this Friday monthly lecture. Of course, I was present in the first one, and the other three, I would say, was something, I was out of station and so on and so forth, so I couldn't be here. But what you say is so true. We talk about so many things, but when it comes for teachers to actually show interest in something that is done by the fraternity or the university, sometimes we fail in our duty. Except for some of our senior colleagues who are regulars at this and who give importance, they should be our role models as well. But over here, I just want to give credit to our young fraternity, our new entrants. Like, we notice y'all may think we don't notice y'all, our young people who have joined us last year, who have joined us this year, past few months. We really appreciate it. I often see these fresh new faces at such gatherings more than the established teachers from whom we expect so much more. Now with this, as you know, my talk is there in the program sheet. It is the impact of Mizoram University on us and our impact on Mizoram University. Now my talk is not going to provide answers. In fact, it is going to be most of the time in the style of interrogation, because I have been introspecting so much on these things, on these matters, as I will be leaving in another 2 months' time. So these are some of the things, has my all these long years of being a university teacher, has it made me a better person? Or has it made me an arrogant, conceited person who thinks that, I know everything? So, these are thoughts that keep coming to my mind so often. So I kind of try to place it on that, but it's not about me. Okay, so I thank IQAC for this opportunity provided to me. At the onset, I wish to mention that my talk is meant to be an introspective one, as I mentioned just now, based on what I have seen, have heard and learned through the years as a teacher of this university. We may not agree on some of the things that I will touch on, but that's all right, since this talk is more of a sharing thing, I'm sharing so that in the hope that maybe 1 or 2 points might resonate within your hearts as well. Now I'm going to start my talk with a quote. And I'll tell you the relevance of this quote for me. This is from Shakespeare's pastoral comedy that he wrote over 420 years ago, As You Like It. It's a comedy, and it was written in 1599. Now the quote is, "The fool doth think he is wise, but the wise man knows himself to be a fool." The fool doth think that he is wise, but the wise man knows himself to be a fool. This is my way of reminding myself, not you. So don't take this, personally. It is my way of reminding myself that at my age today, I am not a clever know-all, but actually a fool. So that I can say I am wise because I acknowledge that I am a fool. I want to be that wise person, so I acknowledge that I am a fool. Alright, now my starting point today is, first of all, I want to reiterate on what is a university. Let's be honest. Now the governments across the country have made it compulsory that all teachers from the primary, middle, high school level, entry level, one of the qualifying factors is to undergo a training, 1-year training. Just as for us, the net, having a net is so important as an entry point. But I often wonder if they are better teachers, because they are trained as teachers. None of us are trained. We have come absolutely green into the university pastures. Unless some of us have had experiences before at college or school level, at least me, I did not have a day of experience. I came here as an untrained person, and from day one I just started teaching. Now, these are facts we should ponder. When we feel so privileged, we should also see ourselves in this light. We are not trained, and we learn on the job. So, how do we learn on the job is also a thought. Like, have you come with open minds? Not only our newly recruited younger brothers and sisters in the fraternity, but those of us who are ready for retirement. Am I a good teacher? What are the standards by which my students evaluate me? This is a thought, that really is important. Now, and what is a university? Now, all of us, I have been here for over 30 years, almost 40 years in the university. Some of you who started here will be here 20, 30, 40 years. Some of my good friends, colleagues, maybe another 5 to 10 years. But have you ever thought of what is a university? So before I start with the real, topic that I have given, I feel we should ask ourselves, what is a university in the first place? Where I'm going to spend the better part of my life, and in fact more time here than with my family. I come in the morning, I go home in the evening, and at night I'm sitting up, even on Sunday after church, I'm sitting again with my books to prepare for Monday class. So all that energy that flows into the university, but do I know what is a university and where my place is at the university? So here, my starting point is to reiterate our understanding of what is a university. Well, back comes the answer. A university is an institution of high learning, of higher education, in which students study for degrees and wherein academic research is done. That is the basic definition of a university. An institution of higher education, higher learning, wherein we give degrees, students come for their degrees, and wherein a lot of research is being done, published, patented, or whatever. But herein, in this definition, immediately there is a countering voice within that counters this definition. It doesn't disagree with this definition, but the question immediately arises, what is the quality of our degrees? Meet it out at MZU. We are going to have a convocation soon and we'll be clapping our hands. All of us are going to make a stately entrance. It's going to be my last entrance in my long gown. Professors, heads of departments, statutory officers, and students receiving their degree. We are all going to look so grand once again. What is the quality of the degree that we are meeting out? And what and where are the tangible results of our many academic research projects? I deliberately mentioned tangible and intangible because in the last annual MZU annual report that we received the other day, not very long ago, which in fact is, I think there is a backlog of almost 2 years because that last report is 2017 to 18, okay? So between that and now, March 2020, surely there will be change in numbers. But over there, we are doing research to the tune of over 2,800 lakhs of rupees. I mean, that's a huge amount. I don't even know how to actually write it. So, I kept counting it. So, it's almost 3,000 lakhs worth. So today, probably it will be maybe 4,000 also. So I'm asking, what is the quality of our degrees that we are giving out at MZU, and what and where are the tangible and intangible results of these academic research projects? Is it only in a handful of publications in some, good journals by the research scholar maybe, or by the principal investigator, or is this trickling down to us here and maybe to the public? The other day, Professor Senthil had sent me an invitation for his scholar who was giving a viva, who was working on characteristic features of breast cancer in Mizoram. So that means there are certain characteristic features about breast cancer in women in Mizoram. So I told him, see, I really would love to come, I congratulate you, I cannot come, but please, this thing must be publicized, I mean a gist of it, the important points in the local dailies in Mizo. Please see to it that your scholars could do this. It's so relevant. See, this is what I mean. What is there? It's not going to fetch anybody grade points. It's not going to fetch you anything for your API score. But it's going to be so meaningful for us here, for people in the region. So, this is what I mean when I say, when we talk about a university and it is an institute of higher learning and so on and so forth. So we have to understand that our work has to follow us. Now, so automatically, the purpose of a university is to be the guardian of reason, and I feel this is so important. Sometimes we may forget. We are all having such a good time, and it's wonderful to have a good time at our workplace with our, fat paychecks and, cars and good clothes. It's wonderful, and good food. And in fact, all of us are getting heavier and heavier. But what is the purpose of a university? It is to be the guardian of reason, inquiry, and philosophical openness. Which means we have to preserve pure inquiry from dominant public opinions. Dominant public opinions could mean from civil society or from pressure groups or from political parties or whatever. But we have to preserve, it doesn't mean we have to counter or that it is wrong. But what I'm saying is we are the guardians of reason, of inquiry and philosophical openness, preserving pure inquiry from dominant public opinions. Now, our food for thought here again. Immediately, what that niggling thought comes inside us. Our food for thought here would be, can we tolerate curious, inquiring minds, you and me? If we are to be the guardians of inquiry, can we tolerate our students or our colleagues or somebody questioning us? Amongst ourselves, our students and society at large, even if it runs counter to what we know. If not, we would fail to be counted among the guardians of reason. If we cannot even tolerate a countering voice or inquiry, where we should actually be encouraging curiosity in our scholars and students. If we cannot do this, we definitely are not part of that group who are the guardians of reason. I would love to be a guardian of reason. You would love to be a guardian of reason. And as a university teacher, we have to be. We are not to be yes men to anybody. We have to think first. It is said that higher educational institutions have become vulnerable to being overstretched. I think you know what I mean. All of us, in a way, we do complain, at our own workload as a teacher, teaching and research, and then the additional responsibilities that come. So, it is said, and it's not only us over here. People say that higher educational institutions have become vulnerable to being overstretched due to the long list of related issues other than the key focus on teaching and research. Other than the key focus on teaching and research. But, on the flip side, this goes to show just how much importance the university is gaining. Universities are becoming more and more important each day. And you and I are the university. You and I are Mizoram University. And our importance is gaining more, we are gaining in importance day by day. So is this to make us arrogant or to really work? And as such, more varied roles are put on the universities, more varied roles. What these varied roles may be is a subject worth debating upon separately, so I will not go into this angle, but our introspection here ought to be about our own priorities, in not forgetting ourselves as teachers first. Udongal, I hope you have not forgotten that you are a teacher first. You may be a director IQAC. I was director IQAC for 7 years, but we try our best not to forget. Oh, I see Senthil there. I was looking for you, I didn't see you. So, not forgetting ourselves as teachers first, that's our priority. As teachers first, always, and our students being our first evaluators of this role of ours. It is not the Vice Chancellor nor the Director IQAC who evaluates us. It is our students in our role as teachers. That is what we are paid for. I have often wondered what our students say about us, and I'm sure you do, whether it's in the canteen or in the bus or, gossiping about how teachers dress or what they said or do. That is something else. But we can control what they say about our teaching, our quality of teaching. So that is what I mean here, when I say I have often wondered what our students say about us, our preparedness and our quality of teaching in the classroom situation. So just give this a thought again, this point of mine, alright? Are we always backing out of class or going in late or going early, saying, I have an appointment, I have a meeting all the time? With this foregrounding, we can now perhaps look at the impact of MZU on us teachers. Now, this will just take another 10 minutes, maybe 5. Impact of MZU on us teachers. I speak for us teachers. Rather than make a list here, we can in general say, let's be honest, MZU has definitely bettered my life. Apart from the God I worship, I worship MZU. It's my God. Why not? It feeds me and my family. It gives me the quality of life which I would not have. The privileges that I enjoy as a teacher in society, in my own locality, though I don't demand it, but people look up to us. Believe me, they do. And I keep telling my students, as a postgraduate student, as a KTP or YMA member in a committee, if your friends know you are a postgraduate student, they will expect you to talk sense, not nonsense. So even at a meeting, please see that you contribute meaningfully and not just talk nonsense because you are from the university. See, that's what I mean. So, rather than make a list here, we can in general say it has bettered all our lives and that of our families as well, giving us both tangible and intangible benefits and privileges that we may not even notice or realize. We may not even appreciate it because we don't even know. Have we ever wondered about our standing in the student community, how our students look up to us? The way they make way for us, the way they will wish us. Sometimes it looks like they're so frightened to meet us. Well, most of it is definitely due to the respect and deference that they show us, because they feel shy, they feel reserved with us. In our own families, see your wife or your husband, because you are a university teacher, what is your standing in your family? In our own families, in civil society and so on. So this is what I mean, especially in Mizo society, because we are all involved either in church activities or in YMA or elsewhere in METP and so on. So there is a certain expectation of us just because we are university teachers. So, if we have nothing to say, we shouldn't talk nonsense in the first place. But let us be aware that what we say impacts others. We are the game changers. Today we don't use the word opinion makers anymore. We are definitely game changers in our own way. So let us take this role seriously. This is what MZU has done for us, has done for you and me. The fact that the university has refined and groomed us in positive ways. After coming and living in the fraternity here, in our interpersonal relationships, in Mizuta, at the office, in the classroom, we don't behave like we behave at home or with our folks at home or with our relatives. We try to project an image that is cultured, refined, polite, considerate, decent, isn't it? I'm sure we don't go around pushing and shouting and saying bad things about each other in a loud voice. So, who has done this for us? Who has taught us? Not necessarily anybody as such, but these are part of the intangible benefits and impact that MZU has had on you and me. It has made me conscious that this is the way that I should behave, because if I have one pair of eyes, there are 10 pairs of eyes looking back at me and evaluating me. So you see, in the way I dress, I'm not talking about fashion or expensive clothes. I'm talking about clean, decent, presentable clothes. And here in, the university has groomed me. I'm talking about this, groomed me. Sometimes I feel like just letting go, but then, okay, maybe after my retirement, but even after retirement, I guess I will have to be careful also. The retired professor, they will say so. but refined and groomed us in positive ways. I want to emphasize this. In positive ways, in the way we speak, dress, behave, both in our families, inside, outside, in society, in our church community, and it has to start with Mizuta fraternity. Let's practice this on each other. You know, we forget each other's names. It's all right. We are so many of us now. But you know, a hi and a bye and a smile, a pat on the back. What does it cost? Nothing. And especially for us, you know, who have been around for over 5, 6, 7 years, let us be even more kinder to the younger recruits. Make them feel at home, make them feel stable and safe. Let us look around us and take note of our working environment. I'm still at what MZU has how it has impacted me. Let us look at our working environment, our workspace, our campus, our classrooms, and so on. Do we whine and wish it were more like such and such university? When it is really a test of our innovative minds and skills as teachers and members of an educated elite to overcome shortcomings around us. If you feel your classroom or if you feel your department has a shortage of this, that, or is not having something like the newer departments and so on, well, let us use our brain, our innovative minds. Let us seek alternatives. This is what we are expected to do. Even when we are framing our syllabus, it is to prepare our students for the life ahead. That is why our knowledge of maybe 20 years earlier has to be molded so that it can be channelized in innovative ways to rouse the interest of students, to overcome shortcomings around us. So our skill as teachers and members of an educated elite, I hate using the word elite, but I'm using it here within these four walls because in a way that is what we are, and it is not to make us arrogant, but rather to bring pride in our status so that we are able to behave likewise. Have we ever marveled, really, at the stability of our profession, our fraternity, the absence of violence and fear? Unless you are generating some kind of violence yourself or spreading rumors, otherwise, there is an absence of fear, there is an absence of violence. The stability of our profession, our fraternity. I sometimes joke about the timely payment of our salaries, that it would be most telling of ourselves if it were delayed for a week or a month. Suppose we don't get the next salary for 1 week or 1 month. Well, that will be a test of our personalities and of what we are. Okay, curse the university, curse the finance, curse the registrar, curse who were there as though this is all. So, or are we going to say they have genuine reasons? So let us wait. I'm not going to starve. People know that I'm getting this much money, so let me just go and take on credit. There's always that. Instead of grumbling or sitting down for a bun or not taking class or something. Now what about our impact on MZU? This is my last point. Having said all those things about MZU and its impact on me and my life and my family, what is our impact on MZU? Again, I will pose my points in the interrogative form because it is for us to come up with the answers. Yes, we have produced up to a number of PG students, PhD students, MPhil students. So I'm not going to go into that kind of a data. But our food for thought here will be, have these numbers improved the image and standing of our university? Have these numbers improved our image and standing? Oh, he is a product of, actually he is a PhD, but look at him, look at her. or are they contributing? See, it has to be a ripple effect. Is there both tangible and intangible improvement at MZU each year in terms of building better and stronger working relationships? Has it bettered our learning environment? Have we gained in maturity in our attitude towards our work, our colleagues, and our environment on the whole? Every year we should be seeing this difference. You know, we are over 200 strong, our fraternity Mizoram. And if every year we don't see improvement in our working relationships, in our classroom situations, you know, in ourselves as persons, what to do? So here I will say thank you very much for this opportunity again. I have shared with you my thoughts. You may not have, as I said, agreed with some of the points that I have made, but it is a sharing kind of talk. Now that I'm about to leave, I'm on the verge of leaving, suddenly I realize that I'm a fool, but I'm not really a fool because I know that I am a fool. The fool doesn't think he is wise, but the wise man knows himself to be a fool, after Shakespeare. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Madam, for your inspiring speech and sharing your experience. Your speech truly reflects our motto, the motto of our university, greater deeds remain. Now I'll request IQAC Director, Professor Jay Dongwell, to make announcement.
Professor Zaitanza Patsol, Chairman of today's program, Professor Margaret Chozama, Dr. Ruth Laremruati, Professor R.P. Vadera, Vice Chancellor, and my dear colleagues. I am indeed thankful today because we can organize the 5th IQAC meeting and the first meeting for this year. And our chairman has already highlighted the background how this IQAC meeting came into being. As it was decided in the last IQAC committee meeting to regularly organize monthly meeting on last Friday of every month. This has been done continuously. And today, many colleagues were out of station, were on official duty, and some who have other programs. They apologize and they inform about their inability. And sociology department has already fixed seminar. That's why seminar is going on in sociology department. But having said that, some of our colleagues have apologized and some have important programs. But in the last 5 IQAC meeting, we noticed that many colleagues and some senior colleagues also have not yet appeared even once. So this is our present condition. And with regard to this IQAC meeting, this monthly faculty meeting, till another resolution is passed by the IQAC committee, it is going to be continued. And in the month of March, IQAC meeting is likely to be called. And at that time, if change is made in the program about the timing and frequency, then after that, there may be some changes. If not, till then, we will continue to call this monthly IQAC meeting, faculty meeting. So this is information to your colleagues. And as already decided by the IQAC committee, software has been created for conducting feedback by students by using their mobile, and this has been accomplished, and it is now almost in the process of completion. Some students who missed during the timing of their department, only those are pending, and it is being done smoothly. And today, I would like to make some announcement with regard to the role of department coordinators. And today, how many department coordinators are turning up? If any department coordinators are turning up, please raise your hands. Okay, thank you. Only few. Actually, any program of IQAC and anything undertaken by IQAC should be given importance generally by the faculty member and IQAC NAC coordinator of the department in particular. But up till now, many department NAC coordinators are not turning up even once in this IQAC, this monthly regular faculty meeting. That's why, and now everything will be processed. The department requirement will be intimated by the NAC coordinator of the department. That's why from after few days, we'll be calling NAC, department NAC coordinator meeting, and important program like and important events of the department should be regularly reported to IQAC by the NAC coordinator. And I think that also has been already circulated. And over and above that, this department NAC coordinator also will now be in charge of the feedback. They will also be feedback coordinator. That's why it is my request to my dear heads and senior colleagues to inform their respective department coordinator to give importance to monthly meeting and other IQAC related program. And we may create some format, and through that format, regular department activities will be reported to NAC from time to time, maybe semester-wise or month-wise. In such a way, what has been done by IQAC, what is going on, and what activities are pursued, that should be known by the department NAC coordinator. That's why many of the NAC department coordinator are present today. So we are thankful for that, and we also expect other department NAC coordinator to give serious thought to this. And so, as I've said, till the IQAC committee meeting resolve or change the frequency of the monthly meeting, this will continue for the time being. And there is also some proposal to make some changes. And whatever it is, IQAC cannot work alone, VC cannot work alone, RACER also cannot work alone. It depends on our cooperative efforts. And today, our speaker, Madam Maggie, has spoken well about the importance of our intimacy with department and importance of class. So I think it is a practical lesson which should be followed and pursued by all of us. And for me, as I am director of IQAC, but political science department is my first priority. If my performance in the department is not up to the mark, whatever I have done in IQAC, I think that is not an excuse. So, like me, there may be many others who hold additional charge, but we should know that our primary duty is in department taking class. If we skip class, the expense of our additional duty, that is also not for maintenance of quality. That's why, like me, all of you who have additional responsibility also, we should know that class and department is our first priority. Okay, thank you.
Now I'll request Dr. Ruth Lorem-Ruati, member of the steering committee for the next NAC accreditation, to give a vote of thanks.
Respected Chairman, sir, our Director of IQAC, our speaker today, and our respected Pro-Vice Chancellor who is down here, and dear colleagues. Today, this evening, I really feel privileged to be proposing this vote of thanks in the IQAC meeting. Firstly, I would like to thank our chairman who has conducted the meeting very smoothly. And also, I would like to thank our director who is here, who is taking up all the initiatives behind all this scene. So today, I want to thank him personally. And our speaker today, Professor Maggie, as she has mentioned, she will be leaving in a very short time. So today we are indeed very lucky that we can have her as the speaker. So I was just thinking that in today's world, many people are paying a lot of money just to hear a motivational speech. People are paid to listen to motivational speech. But today we are very lucky that we are listening those very inspiring, thought-provoking, and enlightening speech, which is very much related to our career. Our career is mostly our life for all of us. So today we are very happy that she could give us such an thought-provoking and encouraging speech from a very senior professor. So there are young teachers like myself in the back. When she was giving that speech, I was looking at them and I was really feeling very happy that she is the perfect person for today's speech. So thank you very much, ma'am. And as she was mentioning the tangible and intangible every time the word came, I think she was mentioning around 4 or 5 times. So what I was thinking is, she is the tangible treasure of the university, Mizoram University, but she will be leaving soon. But the message that she had given us today is the intangible treasure that is imparted in all of us. Even though she will be leaving very soon, the message that she has given us will be with us. Let us try to uphold that in us, even though she is no longer here. So thank you so much, ma'am, for that. And then all the dear colleagues, from the senior professors in the front to the young teachers in the back, thank you so much for making this program a grand success. Without your presence here, this program cannot be a success. Even though we are not very much large in number, there are some professors who have came and leave their very important works elsewhere. So thank you very much. And with that, I would end my vote of thanks. Thank you.